Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're here for another episode of Mikel Arteta's replacements because I can't stand this manager any bloody longer, especially after his bloody transcript today of the press conference. Absolute load of garbage. Absolute load of garbage. Already got Anthony in the chat. How are you? Congratulations on Man City for winning the league. Yes, I just heard that Leicester have just beaten Manchester United by 2-1, which obviously makes Manchester City champions for this season. No doubt Charlie will want to come on and go absolutely mad about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. We got Luca here from This Is Luca's Life. How are you,
the
my
one
friend?
and only. I'm very good, thanks, by the way. Thanks for having me on. And currently we're on the road to 900 subscribers. Let's get these watch hours going up immediately, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. As you may know on the channel, he's one of the featured channels on this channel page. But yeah, we're talking about me this time, episode 2, Brendan Rodgers, the Leicester City man. Coincidentally, the man has just beat Manchester United by 2-1. So we're going to be talking about Brendan Rodgers and what he can offer in terms of being a manager at Arsenal. Your initial thoughts about Brendan Rodgers as one of the rumours?
Well, Brendan Rodgers, in my opinion, whether it's rumours or not, I think Brendan Rodgers will be a really, really, really good manager, to be honest, because you've seen what he's done with Leicester. Got them into the Champions League. Now it's all confirmed that Leicester are in the Champions League, and they can't finish anything outside the top four now. And top four is pretty much done. The relegation's done, but that's for another debate. But no, Brendan Rodgers, I think he'd be brilliant. And he wanted the Arsenal job at the time when Arsene Wenger left that day, 2018. Rodgers wanted the job. He wanted the job, and he wanted about 15-20 million pound compensation. Brendan Rodgers did, yeah. But Stan Kroenke didn't want to pay that sort of money. Yeah, the board didn't want to pay that money and ended up giving 15-20 million pound a year to Brendan Rodgers because that's how much compensation he's worth. But if Brendan Rodgers ever came in the future, I think he'll get us into the top four. I think he'll get us into the top 6 at least. He'll make us challenge. And but my only worry is, will this board, Stan Kroenke, back him? That's my only worry because Brendan Rodgers, I like the style of play. He's very patientable. I think he's a great coach. Knows what he's doing, and I think he's good, mate.
Yeah, Stephen, if Chelsea beat us tomorrow, Liverpool finish top, might not finish top 4 to get.
They ain't getting top 4, Anthony. Liverpool are not getting top 4, mate. I'm sorry, but they're not.
Yeah, well, that's Anthony. That's a different stream. This is about Brendan Rodgers. If you wanna come on, I'm gonna actually the link in the chat for any Arsenal fan that wants to come on.
They're not getting top 4. No chance.
To be fair, Anthony, we're not going to be here for about another hour and a half before you come on. So you're going to come on now. Yeah, but yeah. So look, I've always obviously he left. We all know he had that spell with Liverpool, and then he won the title. If it weren't for the Gerrard slip, I've just sent you the link, Mike. Yeah, but we had that Gerrard slip, and obviously it went to Man City in the end, and then obviously had a bad season from there, and then once the 2015-16 that they then sacked him to get Klopp, whilst we stuck with fucking Wenger, yeah, they sacked him, and he obviously went to Celtic, and he had massive success at Celtic. How can you not? I mean, it's like PSG, innit? It's like winning the Farmers League. And there was no Rangers at the time. Rangers were in a different, were relegated back down to the bottom of it. So, but yeah, he still went on and did the job and won everything there. Came to Leicester, and I think he's done brilliant in Leicester. I was like, obviously last season they bottled the top 4. Let's be honest, they've been in the top 4 so long they ended up bottling it anyway. And then this season, it definitely looks like they're getting Champions League football again this season, which we didn't think Leicester City would get after their season of winning the league itself. So I think Leicester fans are in dreamland right now, and as Arsenal used to be in the top 4 race all the damn time, Arsenal have now pretty much replaced them, right? Yeah. So just gonna go for a couple of comments before I go to Mike. Just gonna get this one more comment. Oh god, here we go. Nitish. Brendan Rodgers is also a mercenary. He's when is there a manager these days? Never a loyal manager. Just out of curiosity, right? We're not getting managers like Wenger or Fergie anymore, right? They don't last that long anymore. You got to perform, right? It's a performance-based business. It's a results-based business and a performance-based business. And I'm sorry, Arsenal ain't performing. They ain't getting results.
You need managers like Brendan Rodgers, for example. You need to go for the young managers. Well,
yeah,
I wouldn't say young.
I know.
You need to go for managers like Brendan Rodgers. You're not going to be able to get managers like with an owner in charge, with the likes of Simeone, Jurgen Klopp. Teams like Manchester United, Chelsea, Man City, and all them and can probably attract them. But for us to get back, we need to slowly get back. Slowly. You can't rush things ahead, yeah? Okay? People got to remember that. And we need to get first. We need we've come into a mid-table club, yeah, and we're going to be like that for the next 2 or 3 years. So we need to get back into the top 4.
Okay,
right. That's the next step. So we need a manager who's going to come in. What were we going to say?
Right. Yeah, because I was trying to finish the thing.
2 seconds.
So I was going to compare it. I was trying. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to compare it to say when it's a results-based and a performance-based business, right? You're not getting managers that are going to last 3-4 years anymore, right? Simple as that, right? You are not going to get managers that are going to last very long, especially if they don't perform. And I'm sorry, I'm not sitting there for 3 years with fucking Arteta waiting for him to start picking up results and picking up performances, right? So if anyone doesn't like that, they can go shove it where the sun don't shine. Because, right, if this was F1, Arteta would never be allowed in F1 again. He would be gone before you know it, right? Because it's a results-based business. Sport is a results-based business. If you don't get results, you don't get performances, right? End of story, you are gone. And then in Formula One, people say it's a harsh business. Well, that's F1 for you. They accept it. That's how it goes. But why is it now? Arsenal should be, oh no, well, let's give him a chance. Right, he has only done 1 season. Right, let's give him a chance. Right, let's give him some more money. Let's see if we wait another 10 years before he fucking does anything. Right, how long are we gonna wait? How long are we gonna wait? I mean, so if you're saying managers won't last 3-4 years because it's a performance-based business, you're saying Rodgers may not last that long. Are you saying he's? Yeah, it could be a good long-term success for about 4 or 5 years. For 4 or 5 years, he could. 3 to 5 years is probably how long a manager will last these days, right? Arteta's contract expires. I'm not waiting 2 years. I'm not wasting 2 more years on watching this club go further and further down. You think I'm waiting 2 years until we're literally 15th? I don't care. No, we ain't doing that. I'm saving my football club from the Conkeys and from Arteta. Simple as that. I'll just, it's 4 or 5 years. Can I just, I'm trying to think. He's not good enough to be a long-term manager. He's not good enough to be a long-term manager. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Forgot what I was going to say. And plus, if Brendan Rodgers was such a disloyal manager, when we first got rid of it, of Emery, and was going to go for Brendan Rodgers then, right? Why didn't he go? Arsenal was a bigger chance of getting Champions League and Europa League football back then, right? When we got rid of Emery. So why didn't he come in? Why didn't he accept the job? He went in there and said, no, I'm working with Leicester. So that's really disloyal, isn't it? How's that disloyal? I mean, Mike, as a neutral, obviously, How the fuck you've lost to this? You've just lost to this manager, and yeah, give me your thoughts, mate.
With our B team, but yeah. We Proves that a B team. Actually, go on, carry on. Carry on.
Look. But before it, Luca said it shows that our B team is not good enough. But I'm sorry, when you've got to play Anthony Elanga and Amad Diallo against a top 4 team, you're not expected to beat them, and we held them. But anyway, Brendan Rodgers, I called him Brenda Rodgers until he done decent stuff with Leicester. Because before Leicester, I thought he was quite a poor manager, and I'm not gonna shy away from that. Liverpool, he bottled the league. Celtic, if you don't win the SPL with Celtic, when Rangers were not even in the league, how are you a manager? I think even Arteta would be able to win the SPL. So apart from his pre-Leicester career, Rodgers was quite poor. And I mean, you could say it's harsh, and probably is harsh because that Man City team that beat him to the title was probably better than that Liverpool team. I know they had Sturridge, Sterling, Suarez, and Gerrard in midfield, etc. But I still think they should have beat Man City to that title, and you can't blame him for one the Gerrard error. You can't blame a manager for an individual error because it's not his fault. He doesn't say to Gerrard slip and give the ball to Demba Ba. It just happens, and things like that do happen in games. And over a 38 game season, it levels itself out. And Liverpool probably got lucky that season. And again, you wouldn't say that's down to Brendan Rodgers. The positives and negatives even itself out. But at Leicester, I mean, he's absolutely revitalised Leicester. When he came in, under Claude Puel, they were poor. They were very poor under Claude Puel. As a personal level, Newport sacked Claude Puel, which is unbelievable. We actually sacked their former Leicester manager when they lost to us in the FA Cup. And from there, Brendan Rodgers has taken them from here to about here. And I don't think he would leave personally for Arsenal. I know the show you done yesterday was Rafa Benitez, and so far out of the two that you've done, Rafa Benitez is ahead of Rodgers. Not in terms of who's a better manager, because I think we all know that it's Rodgers. But in terms of who would actually, swap what they're doing right now to come to Arsenal, because Benitez is still unemployed, I believe. So I don't think you would take anyone. I don't think you would take any job. Sorry, Benitez. But I think Rodgers, it would take a lot for him to come from Leicester to Arsenal. And if he was to come now, I think it would be a mistake for him personally. And this is no disrespect to Arsenal fans it is a disrespect to the club, but not to the fans. It's a downward step from Leicester to Arsenal. Let's not kid ourselves. Leicester are fighting for Champions League. Arsenal are mid-table. And like Luca said, what's the point in getting a top 4 manager when you haven't got a top 4 mentality, top 4 owner, or a top 4 squad?
Absolutely. I mean, that's well explained. And I'm going to pick up a couple of points on that. First of all, everyone, do hit the like button, do hit the share button, do hit the subscribe button. Can I just go for a couple more comments before I give a chance to respond to that? Congratulations to Man City. 80-92 Red Podcast. Great to see you again. Right, we miss you for the rest of you, man. You were great for the rest of you. We'd love to have you back on for the rest of you, man. Right, me and you get on really well with that, honestly. Would you rather Brendan at United than Ollie? Good question.
Never. I just think what Ollie's been Ollie. Oh bloody! I can't speak. Ollie is building a dynasty at United. And some people have said Ollie out from the start. And I do respect those people because there's a few people in the fan base that still say Ollie out right now. And I really respect that because it shows you're not ready to change over, whether a good result or bad result. But I just don't think Rodgers would suit United. I mean, he's more of a tactical coach, and I think Ollie is learning on the job, like Arteta is just to a massive different degree. Arteta hasn't got any clue in terms of any tactics, where Ollie has one or two tactics, and he's just sort of winging it sort of thing, and he's getting away with it in some games. I mean, you look at the games we've won this season. I think 80% of them are by one goal. and he's just winging it. He's winging it, and he's getting away with it. So fair play to him. But I just really wouldn't take Rodgers. I just don't think he suits our style, and also I just don't think I don't think it's either a step forward, or I don't think it's at the same level. I think we would sort of drop down in the progress. I personally, I mean, this is biased, but I personally think we're 2 signings away from a Premier League title.
Yeah.
Now that we've kept Cavani, we don't need to sign a striker now, so we can focus on getting.
I'd just love to. Sorry, I just want to. You make a great point. I just want to try and keep it to bit topic.
Yeah.
Rodgers. I do
I'll go back to the topic
just...
now. No, I was going to go back to the topic anyway, but I was going a bit off. So anyway,
yeah.
Rodgers, I just think for a team like Arsenal that are not at top 4 level, they, like I said earlier, they haven't got the squad for it, they haven't got the mentality for it, and they haven't got the ownership for it. Mm-hmm. Why would he leave? Because he's going to be in the Champions League next season, and if he was to leave, it would have to be a lucrative offer. It would have to be you're going to get backed heavily, which we know the Cronkies won't. It would have to be we're going to sort of get the players that you want, and he's probably going to bring a couple from Leicester if he was to come, and then they'd have to listen to his project. And I know this word process gets thrown around a lot with Arsenal fans with Arteta, but I think a Brendan Rodgers process would sort of settle down a lot more nerves, because he's tactically there. He's a better manager, and the players he would want are probably better than Arteta and than the Arteta signings. Odegaard, I just don't know what Rodgers' signings would be. Would he bring someone like a Maddison, a Tielemans to Arsenal? Would he bring like a Son Heung-min? I mean, Leicester would want to keep them because they're going to be in the Champions League. I think Rodgers is a tricky situation to go to Arsenal personally. It would take a lot to get him out. It would take him a lot to get him out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just want to go. Have a look at his record. Let me have a look at it.
If you were to get him though, massive congratulations, because like I said, it's going to take a lot to get him out of Leicester.
I mean, someone's already just mentioned about we wouldn't. He wouldn't come right now. Recruitment system. He said he wouldn't come to Arsenal right now. And my answer is, if Arsenal had any balls about him, then they paid the bloody money. They'd do any money.
Because his compensation is 15-20 million pounds. That's how much his compensation is.
So what?
Yeah, but if Arsenal are a big club,
want any ambition and want themselves as a big club, right, which has got thousands and millions of pounds in reserves by all the money they've saved, then surely we would just pay the money and do it. I'm sorry. I love how we take a grant out from the government when we've got so much in our reserves. It's unreal. We'd have got the most amount of money reserves than any other football club in world football. And that is facts.
You really think Stan Kroenke's going to pay that compensation to get a top manager?
He doesn't need to. We've got the money of the reserves of our football club.
But I'm saying he wouldn't pay for it.
We've spent years saving money, not spending on anything, watching our best players getting sold or leave on a free because this parasite doesn't spend any money, but we've saved because it was the stadium. We were paying off the stadium. Well, yeah, Tottenham paid off their stadium, and they were still bloody blind players at the same time. So I'm sorry, they've got to pay £1 billion.
Contract.
We've got we only had to pay about 500 million, right? They've been saving for years, all right, and they've used the stadium and everything else as an excuse. They have got more reserves than any other club in world football. So if they really wanted to, they put the money down and pay for it. Simple as that. Just want to go through some of his honours that he's won under his management. So he went to Watford. His first job was at Watford. To become a championship side at Watford. Won his 2 of his first league games as manager. Leaving Watford in a relegation zone by January, though. That was his first ever job. Swansea was where he became manager, and I think that's where he was sort of announced, wasn't he? Because he won the playoff final and got himself in the Premier League, right? And they were in the Premier League for about a couple of years.
Swansea away days, he'll know about that.
And then that's where because he got Player of the Month, that's where he signed a 3-year deal until Chelsea until Liverpool looked at him and thought they were really good. And then obviously that 13-14 season. I'm just gonna show the Wikipedia page on this. Just give me 2 seconds.
I don't mind if you want to show the Gerrard slip.
I'll show the Gerrard slip already, but we all know about the Gerrard slip. But obviously, it all fell downhill. It wasn't going right, and then he left, and he went to Celtic, and that's where most of his time he won loads of trophies. Now his management style is more about believes in his teams, keeping possession of the ball and playing a flowing pass and attacking game with the ball always moving. Defensively, he likes his teams to be put a lot of pressure on the opposing. So he likes the high press and
he done that tonight
of his game. Yeah, same that tonight. He doesn't want to just sit back, and this is what Arsenal's defense has done all the time. You look at that goal against West Brom. Who's putting the challenge in? Who?
He's just run right through. Pereira
just lets them. They literally run alongside him and just watch him do it. And I'm like, are you going to put a foot in at any time soon? And he wouldn't let that happen.
His win ratio must be high. His win ratio must be high because he's been at Celtic, Liverpool, and he hasn't lost quite a lot.
Well, here you go. Here's his win rate. Here's his Watford. It was 40%, which is nearly as good as Arteta's.
How many games?
44%. Swansea City, just as good as Arteta's, and that was in 32 games. 96 games with Swansea City, 44%.
That's good.
That's good. In a Swansea side, let alone Arsenal with friggin' Arteta, has done 44% in less games, right? And with an Arsenal side. 50% for Liverpool, 166 games.
That's incredible.
Again, and he was supposed to be in turmoil with Liverpool. Right, 69.8% for Celtic, 169 games. And at the moment, he's on a 52.8% record, right, for Leicester City with 108 games.
That's basically 90-odd games he's won. That's incredible.
And he came from 26th of February 2019, so pretty much about 6 months before Arteta, right? And already he's got a better percentage record on average. 594 games, 320 wins, 120 draws, 154 defeats, 53.9%.
Wait, how many games?
594 games.
So basically nearly 600 games and he's got a 50% win record. I mean, it tells you everything.
I'm sorry, that's better than Arteta by a mile away. I would love to say, actually, hang on, I'm going to bring up a comparison. Mikel Arteta.
I don't think you want to. I don't
want to, but we're going to have to. You have to be in the middle. Managerial record.
I know it's stupid, but you still have to see.
I don't know why we have I don't know. Here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Managerial coaching career. Oh, they had to put the coaching. When they said coaching career, they had to make sure that, oh, look, he had some experience. He had Man City as a coach. Because it's that embarrassing. He signed a deal until 2023. God fucking help us. God fucking help us, please.
Championship season 2023-2024.
Everyone lords him up. Hang on. Everyone lords him up as like a player that used to play for Arsenal. He had 422 games, right, for Arsenal, right, and 60 goals. Total we had 593 games for Arsenal and 74 goals. Right, his statistics: 50%, 83 games, 42 wins, 23 losses since December 2019. This is since December 2019. He has won only 42 games and 23 defeats. He has 50%, which is basically he has in terms of his win record. You halve that, that's the amount of games he's lost as well. Or even, actually, no, there's more than that, actually. But that's just appalling, isn't it?
It's terrible. It really is terrible. I mean, he didn't have any experience though. I mean, people keep saying this is not off topic because it's still to do with Arteta. But people were comparing Solskjaer and Arteta, and I did say this so many times. I know Arteta's been around Pep Guardiola, and you can see some of Pep Guardiola's work in Arteta's football. You can. It's just not well executed. I mean, the false nines. I mean, what the bloody hell's all that about? You haven't got players to do that. And like you said, what's the point in playing a false nine when you had Martinelli who could play up front? You don't need to play a false nine. And let's not kid ourselves. Although Emile Smith-Rowe is good, I need to raise a point in a minute. But although Emile Smith-Rowe is good, he's no bloody Phil Foden. He's no Kevin De Bruyne. He's not going to be able to play false nine in an Arsenal game.
My life. Have you heard this? I'm sorry to cut in. Right, I'm sorry. You can't just look at Man United and think, oh, well, they bought Bruno, so that fixes all their fucking options. No, that's not how it works. We give Phil Jones a 3-year contract. We give Nemanja Matic a 3-year contract. No, because I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm sorry. If that how it worked, right? Then if Arteta got someone like that, I'll tell you what, all the Arteta fans would go, it's all about Arteta. Look how great he's doing. He's got us into top 4. Right? He's got us into this. But one player does not turn a team.
How is Ollie a PE teacher? It's got something to do with
Ollie and what he does with it. Sorry.
How is Ollie a PE teacher? He got 3rd last season, he's 2nd, and he's in a Europa League semi-final. How the hell is he a PE teacher? He's miles ahead of Liverpool.
Has rejected us already due
Bloody
to
hell. What does Ollie have to do?
Reasons. Yeah, because he sees the turmoil at this club.
Solskjaer is a good manager, mate. I'm sorry, but how can people say he's
Arteta.
a PE teacher? I'm sorry. Yeah, but people got to remember this, right? At the end of the day, right, how can people say that Solskjaer is a PE teacher? Yeah? Have you not seen what he did in 1999 for Manchester United, yeah? He scored the winning Champions League goal, right?
Not even that. Look how he's changed us as a team. Like, we were
He's winding you up. He's winding you up.
He's got the best.
It's because he's a Liverpool fan. He's winding you up, man.
Enjoy Thursday. Put Thursday free in your schedule. You'll enjoy it.
We'll be enjoying, mate. We'll be playing either no European football or the Europa League Conference. We'll be playing Friday and Mondays, mate. It'd be boring.
No.
Luca, we're not playing Europa League Conference.
Well,
we're not.
You never know, mate. So
no, Luca, we're not. Once we play Chelsea and we lose, we're not. It's as simple as that.
We're not doing Luca.
I'm sorry, mate.
Messi to bring off the bench.
Yeah, you ain't got Messi or Danny Ings to bring off the fucking bench.
I'd rather finish outside of Europe. I'd rather finish outside of Europe.
Sorry, I'm going to just... look, Arsenal are not in Europe. I've got the week off. Right? Exactly. Apart from the Champions League, I'll do Champions League watch-alongs. I'll do Champions League.
So we get Thursday off then. So what are we going to do Thursday then?
What's Liverpool?
I'll get back from the hospital and chill.
I'll do another living awareness show.
Bluebirds.
I'll do another living awareness show.
Well, yeah, that might be on the cards. Well, let's get to the topic. I'm just trying to get through some of the comments.
He has more money than Arteta. Of course
I know. I'm just trying to get through some of the comments. Right? There's loads of comments. You won the league in January, right? So, one bad season in 5 for Klopp. Well done. The Bivers 5C. Well done. He got some.
Why are we talking about Ollie as a player?
Why are we talking about Ollie? Why are we talking about Ollie? Was this all about Brendan Rodgers? Can we worry about Brendan Rodgers, please, in the chat? I want to ask. People ask me questions about Brendan Rodgers. Do you think he will suit Arsenal? Do you think he would take the step down from Leicester to Arsenal? Because let's be honest, it's a step down. Right? Arsenal are not the club they are. Right? They're not the big club anymore. Right? Let's get it right. They might think themselves as a big club. They don't fucking act like one. Right? They act like a very, very weak-minded, spineless team. Right, in a minute. And
I don't think you would take it. I personally don't think. Honestly, right? Stephen and Luca, because you're Arsenal fans, right? Generally, if you was Brendan Rodgers right now, forget that you're Arsenal fans. You're a neutral fan for this. You both support Slavia Prague, because that's the first thing that comes to my head. Would you leave Leicester, who are going to be in the Champions League, for Arsenal that are, yes, historically a big team, but would you leave them right now? Luca, would you leave Leicester for Arsenal?
No, I wouldn't. 100%. I would stay.
Stephen?
Say that again, sorry.
Would forget the money situation, forget the player situation, forget anything. Right now, would you leave Leicester for Arsenal? Forget that you're an Arsenal fan.
Depends what they're offering.
What Arsenal are offering right now with no offering of money.
No money. No this, no that. Nah, go fuck off.
And that's what Rodgers is going to say.
Leicester. I would stay with Leicester.
Because the harsh reality,
you're going to have to say that. To be honest, Rodgers would have to go in this. So you're going to have to go me 200
million.
The
only way you'll be able to get Brendan Rodgers to come to us offer big money. Stan Kroenke and the board would have to come out and end up giving the big amount of money, right? His compensation, people got to remember this, is 15-20 million pounds. Yeah? You really think they're going to pay that? Tottenham Hotspur, right? Mourinho was 14 million. Yeah? And when Tottenham sacked Pochettino, right, and got Mourinho in, they paid a lot of money for him and paid a lot of money out. Yeah? So I would recommend we should maybe get someone like Brendan Rodgers, but it's not going to happen because what Mike said is a really, really good point, is that why would you leave if Leicester are in the Champions League? Leicester are a better club than Arsenal, but they're not a bigger club, but they are a better club than us. So I don't see Brendan Rodgers leaving, okay? Because if I was in his position, I wouldn't want to leave.
Oh, that's a good question. Hang on. I've just got a good question.
Put Rich's sports comment on in a minute. That just made me chuckle.
Whoa. I've got a good question. Actually, I'm going to put this on Twitter. I'll put this on Twitter as a poll. Everyone, go to my Twitter. Go to my Twitter page. Right. Go to my Twitter page.
Could he even take the Spurs job? No.
Yeah. I'm going to put. Hang on.
No chance.
The Spurs job is more. It's more attracting. The Spurs job is more attracting. Don't forget they've got Tillmans on and Harry Kane.
But why would he take the Spurs job? Spurs are not even going to get Europa League. They're probably waiting.
Right. If
they will.
No,
Spurs
hang on.
will get Europa League.
Whoa. Hang on. If Brendan Rodgers had to choose.
Yeah, but Tottenham are not having a good season.
Let's not kid ourselves. I know we're saying Rodgers could leave, but why don't he just stay at Leicester? I mean, he's building something amazing there. He might just say, I don't want to go to an Arsenal or a Tottenham. It's a downgrade for me. He might just say, screw you both. I'm taking Leicester to the top.
He would only go there for the money. If someone offers him big money, it pretty much makes sense, yeah? Because the only way he'll go is if Arsenal offer the amount of money, how much he wants with the compensation.
But then he'll leave Leicester in the absolute crap. Because if they get a manager that's nowhere near Rodgers' quality, they're going to absolutely struggle in the Champions League.
Yeah, they are.
Against
100%.
Decent teams. Against teams like, Sevilla. Against teams like, not Dortmund, because Dortmund are in the Europa League with Liverpool.
But if that would have happened, right, then literally would Leicester end up becoming a top 6 club? People saying, Leicester are top 6, you enter the top 6, Arsenal, you enter a big club, all this shit. Like, I get that we're not a top 6 club, but still, they're not a bigger club than us. Think we've won more titles than Leicester City.
It doesn't matter. They are offering the better.
They think of the right now. They think of the right now.
Right now, they are offering more as a football club.
Right now, they are a bigger club than us, and they've got a new owner now.
Well, not a bigger club. They're offering more. They're offering better than us.
They're a better club. They're a better
club, but they'll never be bigger than us because Arsenal won more trophies over the years. Arsenal have got a better history than Leicester. Yeah, you got to remember that. But still, Leicester City are a better club now, and they've got better midfielders than us. They mainly score most of their goals from midfield. So, don't forget Leicester used to be in League One, yeah, with MK Dons.
Why are we on about this?
Why are we on about this? Right, I'm just putting it as a tweet. Right, I've put it as a tweet, as a poll. Go and check it out now. Who would he rather go to?
Big Sam.
again, he didn't leave Celtic for Arsenal. Look, right.
If Sam Allardyce came to the club,
This one is a great comment.
go on.
We aren't an attractive club to go to right now.
True.
What manager wants to tarnish their legacy and come to Arsenal? That's a very good point. That's a very good comment, Loman. I really do appreciate that.
That's quality, yeah.
Yeah, it's a quality comment.
Definitely.
I just realised something. Rodgers has been in the top 5 of every team he's been in for the past 6-7 seasons.
Hang on. Was Celtic doing better than Leicester before Rodgers left?
You
could
I
say
can't
that.
exactly remember. I can't exactly remember. That's a really good question.
Well, because he went to Celtic first before he went to Leicester.
Rangers were in the Prem then, though, weren't they?
No, they weren't. I don't think they were.
Rangers.
It was the one.
Celtic dominating.
It was a one-team league then, so you can't really. I mean, it's basically a lottery, league, the Scottish Premier League. Whoever does better business in the summer really wins the title between Celtic or Rangers. That's the harsh reality of it. And Scottish football will never be as good as English football. But he's carried over. Fair play.
Right, so I'm going to open the lines up.
Big up,
Rich
Charlie.
Sports. I expect Rich Sports. Come on, 80 to 92 Red Podcast. Static. Right, all of you. All right, you're all welcome to come on. I have put the link in the chat. I forgot to put it on all destinations. Dickhead. Dickhead. Such a dickhead. Big up, Talk Man, you. Yeah, all of you, you're welcome to come on and ask a question or anything. Spurs or Arsenal offer him financial security, which he wants. He would be tempted, no doubt. You're not. Of course, he's going to be. I'm sorry, you can't just dismiss. What? Why would he go? He's in UCL. Why would he go to ETH? Do you know what?
Money.
So what? We just hang on. Money. So why? So hang on. Why? Okay, we'll just sit here and accept another 2 years of shit.
Because that's going to be the same answer for any manager.
I'm honestly, this is what you're going to say every time. So what do? We just sit here and accept it.
See, this
and
is
then what happens? What happens? And then we don't renew Arteta's contract because he's not bloody good enough, which he's not going to get any better. I'm knowing a fact. He doesn't learn anything. So
this is why this manager's never good in the first place.
Wait. Let me finish. Right. So when he's gone, right after 2 years, when the contract is up, because we don't offer him another one, we're just going to say, "Oh, we'll go without manager then," because we can't get anyone in. Is that it? I mean, come on. Just pay the money, and you'll do it. Just pay the money, and you'll be tempted. Arsenal spent more on players than Tottenham. That is because they are looking at a stadium, but they do spend money on the stadium more. They've spent more money than we did when we were paying off our loan for a stadium. They've got to pay £1 billion. So, I mean, Mike, you would go to Tottenham, wouldn't you, over Arsenal if you were the manager?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so solid. But I was on a sort of show last night, and well, not on it, but I was watching the show, and that point got raised up. If you was a manager right now, any manager, who is more exciting or more wanting to go to Arsenal or Tottenham, and the simple reason for Tottenham is the players they've got, and their squad is better than Arsenal's, and you could build with that Tottenham squad, and I think Mourinho's underachieved with them. Obviously, Brian Mason, he's irrelevant. But Jose Mourinho,
he's just there to last a few days of the season.
He's just there. He's just there to make up the numbers. Basically, like Arteta.
I feel sorry for him the way his career ended, though.
Yeah, with his injury, yeah, absolutely. You never want that to happen. But anyway, you can't. Like I said before, sympathy in football doesn't go that long. It can't. The harsh reality is, if you're good enough, you're good enough. If you're not good enough, then see you later. It's as simple as that. It doesn't.
Sorry, it's just like I said. It's like I said in F1 sort of terms. people might look at F1 from an external point of view and know nothing about it and go, "That's a really harsh business." He's only been there for half a season. Guys, for example, one driver in a Red Bull, like back 2019, took over as the new seat in the second driver's seat. Halfway through the season, he was dumped and put back in the junior team. Right, dumped after only half a season, and they were like, and people were going, "Well, that's a bit harsh." He wasn't performing. He was supposed to get fourth at least. He wasn't performing, so we got rid of him.
Arteta's been there a year longer.
He's been there a year longer, and he's still not performing. I'm sorry, in F1 terms, he would have been gone in half a season.
Not even in that. In footballing terms, I was going to say a top 6 club, but really any team, if you're not getting performances, then you're gone. You're done out here. Like I know Ollie was basically on his P45 was basically being roped, Ollie, and then Cavani started to pick up form at the start of this season, and then it just sort of all extinguished really. But I mean it is really worrying for I know I banter Arsenal and this, that, and the other. And I banter Arsenal fans, but this is worrying. This is genuinely worrying.
Relegated in the next
No, it's not even to the extent of that. It's just the fact that how are you 9th? Like generally, like you're the 3rd best team in the league on history, on legacy, and you're 9th. You're below teams like Aston Villa, West Ham, Leicester, who in history terms, well, apart from Aston Villa, to be honest, are nothing really. That that's the harsh reality of it. And I mean, you could say certain things about different managers, but I don't really want to talk about other topics. The likes of any topics really. I just want to talk about Arteta, and I think whatever manager comes in, it's going to be
the dominating thing at the minute. It's the dominating thing at the minute. I mean, look at that Chelsea preview. Look how much we're talking about Arteta, right? During that preview. I mean, it was more about, even though they're the Champions League finalists, it was more about how the hell are Arsenal not even in European football anymore? It's 26 years, and we're not in European football anymore. I mean,
and just the thing is right. The thing is right. If this was Man United or Liverpool, because I'm not gonna lie, I think Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal are the 3 biggest teams in England by a country mile. Forget recent history. The best 3 teams in England in this order is Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, in that order. And for me, like if Man United were out of European competition after a 25-year stay, I'd be devastated, because that's what Man United is built on. Sir Matt Busby, 99, etc., etc. Man United are built on European historical performances, and it means a lot more to Arsenal. Yeah, same as Liverpool as well. I mean, I hate Liverpool and I hate Arsenal, but both of them are historically massive clubs, and it means so much more for Liverpool, Arsenal, or United to be out of Europe. Like, it's going to kill Liverpool not being in the Champions League. This is a non-biased point of view. This is forgetting the fact that I'm a Man United fan. Liverpool are going to be absolutely distraught not being in the Champions League, because all of what their history is built on, Bill Shankly, Istanbul 2005, everything their team is built on is, the 6 times European
2 years
champions.
ago, they won it.
They're not even in it now, and I know, I'm coming across as sympathetic, but I really feel sorry for Arsenal, the state they're in, and Liverpool, the fact that they're not going to be in the Champions League. They deserve to be in the Champions League. They're the second best. I'm going to just say it. They're the second best English team.
Yeah, but how do Arsenal get back into the top 4, Mike? How do we get up? We can't be living like this forever, like mid-table club every single season.
I'll tell you 2 things. Get rid of the Cronkies. Get rid of Arteta. Job done. That's the simple reality of it. Get rid of those 2.
Yeah.
Get a better
it's not going to happen.
Get better directors of football.
No,
it's not.
No.
But you just asked me. You just asked me.
The more it's going on. Hang on.
When we had the Cronky in charge, right, we were still competing in the top 4. So why have we gone down from like top 4 to 12th or 10th?
Why? Because the mismanagement of this club for 17 years, right? And then we decide when we are at our lowest point to then put a manager, which I'm sorry has got no no sort of a tactical awareness. He's got no sort of tactical experience, right? He was coaching. He wasn't managing. He was coaching, right? And we made him a manager, right? With on the back of what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, right? We made him a manager before we even won the FA Cup, right? So I'm sorry, he had no experience. He had no experience, right, to be a head coach, manager, or whatever, right? So in the end, that's the reason why we are where we are, because this board and this owner will go for every cheap option they can find, right? So that's why if the owner went, it then plummets down, right? It's like taking, though he's at the top, it's like taking the small piece out of the Jenga puzzle at the bottom, right? If he comes off, the board comes off. Because you really think Daniel Weeks going to keep that board the way they've been acting? Get out of it, right? Edu would be gone. Vinay would be gone, right? All of them would be gone. I want all of them, the parasites as well, right? They're just useless, right? He would put new members of staff because he knows what they're talking about, right? He's got staff like, he's got legends that know about the club, like Vieira, like Bergkamp, like Henry, that will back him. Even Wenger's come out and said something, which I don't want him anywhere near the club, to be honest, after what he's done. But he will help out and to give him the advice of what the club needs, right? Bring the bike board in, then he'll get rid of this dead manager. You really think he's going to keep this manager? Really? No. Even every pundit on this planet, he is saying he has got to go. Even the pundits are now saying it. They're even putting themselves at risk with their jobs are saying it, right? Or what they get out of the club are saying it. He's got to go, right? At whatever point, when Wenger was at his lowest point, did you ever hear Martin Keown, Ian Wright, all these managers going, he's got to go now? No one. That's how bad it is. It's that bad that they're saying this got to go. It's got to change. It's got to stop.
They wouldn't say a word against Wenger. Yeah,
but you see how bad it is. The record is right. At least with Wenger, it was Europa League, but now no European football whatsoever. I'm not at any point of improving whatsoever. They're even saying no. I'm sorry. As much as we're trying to back Arteta, he's got to go. He's got to go.
I'll ask you one question and I'll ask Mike one question. Let's start with Mike. Mike, do you like Ed Woodward or do you hate him? Like, part of the problem?
He's gone. You know, is irrelevant.
Yeah, he's gone. But was he good or was he bad for Manchester United?
No, absolutely not. He doesn't know football. He's a bank manager, and fair play to him. If he goes to wherever he lives, bank, he's going to succeed because he is a bank manager and he's good at that job. But as a football chairman and CEO, chief executive, no. That's the harsh reality of it. I won't swear because I know the audience that watch this, but my thoughts on Ed Woodward are clear and strong. Just like they are with Steven towards Kroenke and Arteta.
And just want to add, so he's absolutely worthless to Manchester United. Most of these players that have come in and now are playing under Solskjaer have been signed via Ed Woodward. Do you agree, including Cavani?
If you look at every signing, I know this is off topic, but if you look at every signing, then half of them are not the manager. Like half of them are not the manager.
Yeah.
The manager didn't want Donny van der Beek. He wanted Jack Grealish. Ed Woodward said, "No, you're not having Grealish. Grealish is 80 million. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll get you someone half the price. Have him." All he's saying, I don't want him. And he's saying, just find a way of playing him. I don't
what about Cavani?
Just find a way. Cavani again. It's the cheaper option.
We still want about what Man United here, please, because we're
trying
to find.
That was just the question to him because he was saying. Now the question to Steven. Is simple. Have you seen what has happened to Jurgen Klopp when the owners don't back him this season?
Oh my God, you're comparing Liverpool again.
No, I'm not comparing. I'm just asking you. Have you seen what has happened to Liverpool when the owners don't back him?
Yeah, they're still in Europe.
They are, but this is what exactly happens. A championship, Champions League, a league-winning team, when the owners don't back the manager to get the right
Come on, they were
replacements,
champions.
this is what happens.
Hang on, they were champions, and they were using the team they just won the Premier League with, for God's sake.
Yes, yes,
You're comparing this
yes.
to the Premier League champions. For living Christ.
No. The point is not that. The point is, I'm asking you, what
their
happens?
players are still 10 times quality than they are.
They
didn't
are.
expect them to fall off the way they did. How could you
No.
expect them to fall off like that? Come on.
Exactly.
Did anyone
That is
see
what-
that coming? No. Did
No,
anyone
that
see what
is what
Arsenal was going to come? Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that is what happens when the owners don't back the manager and give him the players that he wants as backup.
I'm gonna
From
say this very, very,
from a
very
Premier
calm.
League,
Very
from a
calm.
Premier League winning
No,
team,
I hear
you
that- I
fall
hear what
down
you're
to
saying.
7,
I
8.
hear what you're saying, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say this very, very calmly. The owners, when they won the Premier League, they had no idea that, okay, maybe the defense they needed improving, fine. But in terms of their attacking prowess, which is why they've not been able to win games and end up in the position they're in, right? They had no idea that front three would turn so stale and so that bad.
I predicted it
No,
one
they did
season
not know
ago.
because they were Premier League champions.
You're saying Klopp can't
They had
predict it.
just won the bloody league. How can you then expect them to think, oh, they're just going to drip off like that?
No, I'm not talking just about the front three. What was Klopp's requirement? They got Jota. I'm not denying it. Klopp, if you ask any Liverpool fan today, why
Got
are they in
Thiago
such a
as well.
position? Why are they in such a position? They will say because FSG did not back Klopp. If they had backed Klopp and gotten him a backup centre back, if they gotten him a backup winger, he would have not been in this position. So this is what exactly what happens when the owners don't back the manager. That is all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying that. What I'm saying is that they did not know that was coming from this Liverpool side, because this Liverpool side had just won the damn league, and actually every other Liverpool fan was sitting there going, "Nah, that's all right. We'll be all right. You'll need 90 points to catch us. We're this, we're that, we're all the other, right? We are playing really well. Doesn't matter." And even at the beginning of the season, they were playing really well. Yes, they had the injury of Van Dijk. They were coping, but it was injury after that, and then they decided, no, we need a defender now. And then when we went into the January transfer market, that's when they started saying FSG didn't back them, because FSG took to the last day of the window to actually go and get a defender, right?
Nope.
Now, before the season started, they had plenty. They did not need. They believed they did not need to worry about getting maybe a Thiago. They got Thiago, they got Jota, but they did not think they needed anything else, right? And even Liverpool fans thought they didn't need anything else because they were Premier League champions. We knew we needed someone else. We knew we needed so many other problems, and yet no one did.
Since last January, Liverpool has been on a downfall. Klopp wanted a backup centre back because of Matip's injuries. He wanted it in the summer. He was not backed by the owners. They do not spend their own money like the Cronkies, and that is why what the condition is right now. It could have been way better, but because the owners have not backed Klopp, this is the situation that they've ended up in.
What's this got to do with Arsenal?
No, this is what I'm trying to say. When the owners do not back your manager, even a Klopp can struggle. That is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, but going back to Arsenal, that is not the main reason, right? The manager, in terms of what he's got, should be doing 10 times better. And when you've got pundits that are sitting there and saying, hang on, this team on paper shouldn't be 10th, right? Despite all its problems, it shouldn't be 10th. It should be at least in the Europa League, right? And it should be at least getting to the final Europa League against Villarreal. Like, the two teams on paper didn't match up, right? But unfortunately, even when their pundits are sitting there and they're looking at semi-final and they're going, sorry, I don't get it. This manager needs to go. Every Arsenal pundit that went all season telling us we got to trust the process. He's been proving he's got to do this. He's got to do that. You've got to believe him. We believe in this. Even they're now all saying just, no, it's not good enough. It's got to go. It's got to change. It's got to be teared up and started all over again. from the board, from the owners to the manager. It's
I
all
have-
got to be done and redone.
Okay, just a couple of
All of
points.
it.
One. The reason I mentioned all this Liverpool Arsenal thing is, do you think when a club is not backing, like say Liverpool or Arsenal, do you think a guy like Brendan Rodgers will come to Arsenal? Definitely not, because he wants the backing of the owners. The second thing that I'm trying to say is, say Firmino has been crap this season, Aubameyang has been crap this season. Look at the way that Liverpool is struggling. Look at the way Arsenal is struggling. I'm just giving you an example and comparing both.
Yeah, but
When your
Arteta's
main
not been able to get the
striker,
best out of him. He's not played to his strength at all. For one,
you are saying that Arteta is to be blamed for everything that has happened with Aubameyang.
well, I'm sorry. There's that Aubameyang was scoring goals last season without creativity.
He was scoring for
suddenly can't
Arteta
do
as well.
When?
He scored in the league. He scored in the FA Cup
Well done.
semi-finals,
He's got to
finals.
double digits. That's brilliant.
So Emery was the manager last year. When Arteta came in, he was still firing. He was in the form of his life at the start of the season as well. He continued through that.
I understand that, but what I am saying to you is every pundit that even backed Emery before he left, right, is now saying Arteta needs to, no matter if they're being paid by the club or not, to say whatever by the club, even they're now saying they has got to go. All of them, every pundit, every legend in this club from this club. Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, Martin Keown, Alex Scott, who fucking tells us to believe in it, right? All of them are saying he's got to go.
Okay, another question to you. Patrick Vieira got sacked by Nice. Thierry Henry almost got Monaco relegated. These guys, you want these guys to be in charge of Arsenal.
No, I don't want
Dennis
to be trying
Yeah, hold on. How can you say? Look, I respect your comment, right, and I respect that.
Respect that. Respect
How
the comment,
how can you say that? Even if Thierry Henry and all them lot wanted to go, right? How can you say that Arteta is the right man for the job?
I'm just asking you one thing. I'm just asking you guys one thing. Say suppose Daniel Ek is the new owner. He has three invincibles. Vieira, who got sacked by Nice, whatever you want to pronounce it. Henry, who got almost Monaco relegated, was just an assistant with Belgium. Bergkamp, who left coaching because he was not good enough to coach a team. These three guys, if they are part of the board, they have not proven themselves. I know they are invincibles. They are great players. I'm not denying that. But they have never proved themselves in terms of management, in terms of working with a club, in terms of handling a club. You are saying get rid of Arteta or get rid of Kroenkes for people who have never been successful in managing a football club or a business related to football, and you want them to be the board of directors for your club.
Okay. So why is Wenger saying it then?
Wenger is backing them because he managed them. Because he managed them. Would you want Wenger back? Would you want Wenger back?
Because Arteta's not good enough.
Wenger is not talking about Arteta. They are talking about the Kroenkes.
Oh my life.
But how can you believe in this manager?
Everyone on this planet is seeing it. Everyone. The only people that believe that like Arteta right now are the people that still back him. Right? Everyone else in football, rivals are feeling sorry. We've got League 2 sides that are fucking feeling sorry for us. That's how embarrassing it is. League 2 sides wouldn't accept it. League 1 sides wouldn't accept it. Championship sides would. No club in this fucking world would accept this. No one. What more proof do you want?
How do League 2 sides even get into the picture? Let them first get even promoted to the.
No one in this world would accept what is going on at Arsenal Football Club, and especially what Arteta is doing, which is not good enough. No one. I just don't get it.
The thing is, if Brendan Rodgers wanted to come to Arsenal, when Arsene Wenger left, he was offered the job. He was at Celtic, I think, and he said no. You need to remember, there were 6 top managers before Unai Emery presented whatever presentation he had, and he got the job. He was not even in the top list. He was not even in the top list to be an Arsenal manager. He got the job because of a presentation and because of one more thing, because Arteta was approached and he said that I'm not ready to take a managerial job. I get that. But the thing is, but the thing is, you need to realize that Brendan Rodgers, if he wanted the Arsenal job, he has had a chance or two to say yes. He's never said yes because one of the recruitment that we have at Arsenal, not Edu, even Raul, because Raul was at that point of time, and even it was Sven Mislintat, I think, before that. And the second thing is, he knows that he's not going to be backed by the owners. And the reason I gave you the Klopp example is because when the owners don't back a manager, that is what exactly happens. The only time FSG has ever spent money is when they sold Coutinho.
Oh my God. Are you joking, Anya? You're asking for a miracle.
Do you think Klopp is going to win the league next season?
No, probably not. But it'll
Probably
but it all
chance for the
depends if
Champions
Liverpool-
League
We
more
don't
than we
know
do.
because it all depends because
Klopp might
Do you
not be
think
there
we're getting
next
back in
season
you?
if
Hang
Liverpool
on,
ain't
I'll
got
throw
Champions League
it
football.
I can throw that right back round at you. Sorry, Annie, I'll get to your point in a minute. I can throw it right back round. You think we're getting
Sure.
Europe next season?
I don't think so.
If we spend the 200 odd million that is being claimed, we could.
Yeah, but we're going after players
Well,
like Dembele and Jakob Anderson. They
No.
are
Wait,
Luke,
hold on.
Luke, hold on, because I've got to get Anthony. So,
Yeah,
Anthony,
let
then
Anthony speak.
Anthony, right? Don't forget, we got 120 million pounds to pay up front before we even get to 200 million, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and this is 200 million that also Kroenke has never spent 200 million at Arsenal in his life, right? Ever, right? And we all don't like Kroenke. We all don't believe in Kroenke and back Kroenke, but we back Arteta though, and Backy's going to give him 200 million to spend, though. But we don't actually want him at the club because we don't believe in him. So, do you actually think that he's going to get 200 million to spend and get us back in Europe next season?
No, I don't. Because
Thank you very
the money that Arsenal get is what they're going to get for this season, and it goes on to the following season what we spend. Right? We've been hit with the coronavirus. There's been no fans going to the stadium. Right? We're out of all the cups, and it looks like we're finished on about 9th in the league, realistically. Right? So, what money is Arsenal going to pick up this season to spend next season?
I have.
Does
the
anyone
Because I tell
believe
you
Kroenke?
what, Arsenal.
Nitish, do you actually believe Kroenke is going to give him 200 million?
You
No.
know, I mentioned it to you. The 120 million that you're talking about, the loan debt, is not going to be part of the 200 million. It's going to be the player sales. I mentioned to you the 5 players that I
What
told
player
you are worth.
sales?
I gave you the perfect example that even if you sell 5 of our players for 20 million each, Niles, Willock, Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, and Torreira for 20 million each, you get 100 million out of that. I said only if you sell those 5 players, and Willock is wanted, Niles is wanted, Torreira is wanted. 3 of those players are clearly wanted. I'm not even considering Bellerin. I'm not even considering the facts like Lacazette. I'm not considering Kolasinac. I don't think anyone wants him. But anyways, I'm not considering those players. I said if those 5 players are sold for 20 million each, we get around 100 million from the club. And the rest 100 million can be put in by the Kroenkes because they want to win back the fans as well. Now, if you say that we put in 200 million, even if we put more than 200 million, it's not going to work because FFP will take over, and that is a problem. But if you say that okay, 200 million is being put in, and then you feel that the players that we sign do not help Arteta, then sacking him is definitely worth
You're
it.
living on. I'm sorry. You're living in Cloud Cuckoo land. I'm sorry. I can't
That
believe
100
it.
million, that 100 million you said he was going to get for players. That 100 million you said he was going to get for players is not even going to pay off the 120 million pound loan that they had.
No,
We have been
No.
linked with players
Do you know what they're going to do? No, do you know what they're going to do? When they make those player sales, do you know what they do? They take that 100 million and said, oh, look, we got our money back from the loan. Put that in our back pocket. Thank you. Right?
No.
Now you're going to get 80 million, right? Because we had to pay that out, so we had to get our money back.
And who are you going to buy for 80 million? Is
Right?
that
No.
linked with players like Jakob Anderson?
No. They will sell the players to recover the debt.
Exactly.
They will not sell the
what I
players
just said.
to put us back in the club.
Can I say
they will
something?
take it to recover the debt.
Can I say something, right? And then you lot can speak, yeah? Just one thing, yeah? And then you lot can speak. Right. The thing is, when you say, right, covering the debt, right? It's like literally like you're paying that £120 million loan deal with. If they actually think that the Cronkies have got 200 million, right? If they think they have, leaves you 80 million, right? If you really want to make more money and cover the debts, right, you're gonna have to sell players, right? Who are you gonna get? Bello in 20 million. Is
Oh,
Torreira 20 million? Gendouzi 15, 20 million. Yeah, add that up. Yeah, and they're saying that we have to sell players to make money. We have got money. Yeah,
Got reserves.
We have got money. We are the third richest club, right, in the Premier League. People got to remember that.
Can I just ask? We've got the most reserves in English than anyone in world football. Fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't
Can I
spend
just
it.
add one thing? I'll just add one thing. The 200 million is not counting the loan amount that you just mentioned.
No,
it
I
is count.
heard
Hold on.
that.
Let me
No,
just finish.
no.
It is counting the player sales. Yes, it does count the player sales. It does not count the loan debt. That is a different thing. This 200 million counts the player sales and the money that the Cronkies are putting. So hold on, let me just finish. It could be 70 or 80 million from the Cronkies and 120 million from the player sales. The 120 million that you're talking about, the loan debt, that is not part of this. Please, that is why I'm saying the details that have been released are about this.
You're not getting it, right? The player sales, right? You just mentioned 5 players that get 100 million, right?
Yeah.
They will take,
minimum.
right? When they've paid the loan, they'll sell those 5 players saying we need to get our money back, thank you, before we even get a chance to.
You are assuming that. That is what I'm just saying.
No,
They
but
have
what I'm saying
mentioned
is that means no, but it does no. But then, where's the other? Where we're gonna get the other 100 million in sales then? So we haven't got many other players to sell. So that means that we get what 80 million or 100 million. We don't get 200, right?
Okay,
we
then
just
the
get
rebound
whatever's
question.
left to sell, which
Then
is
the
not that
rebound
much.
question to you. Then the rebound question to you. If the club or the owners are not backing Arteta, is it Arteta's fault?
Well, he's being
I wouldn't back Arteta. Do you know why? It's not good enough.
No, it's not about backing Arteta, just Arteta. If I'm saying, I'm just asking you, if the owners are not backing the manager, like I mentioned Klopp or some of the other examples, is it the manager's fault or is it the owner's fault then? I'm just asking you.
I'm just asking. I'm just saying before I let I'll bring Saeed in now. I'm saying we will not. I would not back Arteta and give him another penny because he can't even work out what's good and what's shit. He can't even work it out, right? He backs people like Xhaka, for instance, right? So that just tells me he can't be trusted. He's just like Wenger. He'd rather pay for an extra 5 million for Xhaka rather than pay that for Kante. But Saeed, you want to make a point? Go for it.
I was just going to say, first of all, there's no evidence that says that Arteta hasn't been back. You have to remember, since he came in, he'd signed Pablo Mari, he'd signed Cedric, he'd signed William, Partey, Gabriel, he's loaned in Odegaard, he's re-signed Luis, and he's also loaned in Ceballos. So what does backing mean? So if you don't get 200 million, you haven't been back.
Yeah, but even if we did get that 200 million right, who would he actually spend it on? He might.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish.
All right, go on.
I mean, we have to understand. Nobody's gonna spend 200 million on players every season. If we check Arsenal's net spend the past 3-4 years, only Man United have outspent us. So Arsenal spending money and backing the manager is no longer the issue. It used to be the issue. It's no longer the issue. The issue is Arsenal don't have competent people running the club. We don't have technical directors.
That's cute.
To decide. Yeah, you see, even she's Arteta out.
She's Arteta. She's bang Brendan Rodgers.
I want to respond to it when you're done.
Yeah, wait. I'll let you respond. I'm almost
sure.
done.
No worries.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we don't have competent people running the club, and the reason why I say that is that if we had competent people running the club, our wage bill wouldn't be as high as it is. Our net spend wouldn't be as high as it is. We wouldn't be finishing ninth while we are the second most highly spent club in the Premier League.
That
We
is very
don't
simple
have-
to answer.
I'm sorry,
Go
I'm
ahead,
not
sorry.
laughing. You say it. I'm laughing. It's coming. It's shouting when you're in.
hilarious.
No. So you're gonna have to take.
I've never
I
cried so much in my life.
Basically,
No, if you want to hit the last, you want to hit the last stream. Sorry, say it. You want to hit the last stream where he was in the car. She wouldn't shut. He's like, no, you want to tune in. She went, shut up, and she's like, and then the other time she was climbing all over his shoulder like that. All right.
I don't
She
mind
wants
if
to-
she's yelling Kroenke out.
yeah. No, but and listen, for me, if we look at other clubs, they spend less money than Arsenal and they have better squads. And I think that's very telling, you know. We have to look at the kind of players we have bought the past 2-3 years. I mean, there's a reason why we are finishing where we are finishing. I mean, what is the brand of Arsenal? We don't have a brand anymore where one can say this is the way Arsenal is playing. Why? Because we are not Chelsea, we are not Man City, we are not going to blow 200-300 million every window. So we need a brand of football where we identify the type of players that we want to buy because they can play the brand of football that Arsenal is going to play. And then we bring in managers that can play that kind of football. But we don't have that at Arsenal.
Can I respond now?
Yeah, go on. And
Yeah,
then I'll give
the
it,
first thing is
5 minutes.
the first thing is we could have had OR last window, but the reason we didn't have him is because we could not sell our players. That is a fact. We wanted to sell Torreira to Atletico Madrid. We wanted to, but what happened is Atletico Madrid looked at Arsenal and said, "We want him on loan. We don't want to buy him." If we sold Torreira on loan, we would have had another 30 odd million in our bank. Now the thing is, the main problem is the main the main problem is that Arsenal cannot sell their players, and that is why the Kroenkes are playing it very smart this time around. What they are saying is, we'll give you 200 million, but we need to sell our players. And as I mentioned, the reason I've mentioned those 5 players is because I know 3 or 4 out of those 5 players don't want to stay at Arsenal. So it is very evident already. Now the next thing is, if Arteta gets around, say, I'm not saying even 200 million, even if he gets like around 125 to 150 million after the player sales, like 25 to 30 million or 50 million from the Kroenkes and 100 million from the player sales, if he still gets around 3 to 4 good players and he still can't deliver in the first 2 months or 3 months of the next season, he will be gone. It is as simple as that. But the thing is, there are a lot of problems within the squad. One thing is that when our few players are injured, like say a Thomas Partey or maybe a Granit Xhaka is injured, we don't have a direct replacement for some of those players. And
No,
that
we don't.
is
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you are right on that one. Because we don't have any backup midfielders, right?
Yeah.
If you take Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey out, then who you got? Danny Ceballos, Mohamed El Neni.
Exactly.
They're trash.
Mohamed
Hang
El
on,
sideways.
no. I want to correct that. Just take Party out.
No, Granit Xhaka has been our best midfielder this season.
Don't care. Good enough
You
in
need
my
to
eyes.
accept. No, I understand that. I was
Partey's
Granit
not
Xhaka.
as well.
No,
He's a
even
flop.
I was saying that sell Granit Xhaka till last season. But the thing is, when I'm looking at the other midfielders and they are being worse than Granit Xhaka, I am thinking to myself, if we sell him right now, we have worse midfielders than Granit Xhaka. Shouldn't we get rid of them first?
Partey is the only person that I'm keeping.
Partey's shit.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, 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 whoa,
He's
whoa!
okay, man. He
Hold
hasn't
the
been good.
phone.
That's all
He's
about
a
Brent.
flop. He's a
He's
flop.
Whoa,
not
can we
shit.
stop? Can we
Bit of Mick Ryan.
can we not? No, no. Hang on. He was
Yeah,
brilliant
put
last
nothing.
season with Atletico. He's been half fit all bloody season, and I'm not getting into this because, in my eyes, it's because the manager keeps playing when he's half fit anyway. People might say, yeah, he has to, but I don't
Exactly.
care. If you start playing a team that's half fit, of course he's going to be stuck like this, right? And I'm fed up with people saying, "Oh, he's shit. Oh, he's this." He's had a one season. If we
He's
did
not
that
shit.
to no, I'm back.
I'm
actually
agreeing.
agreeing
I'm
with you.
agreeing with
I'm
you.
actually agreeing with you. If people no. Right, it's also on the manager line, but please don't say he's terrible because if we'd be like that with Robert Perez, we would have never had the Robert Perez that we had, which was banging in 20 goals, right, and being PFA Player of the Year the second season he came to Arsenal. The first season, yes, it was shit. The second season, he won PFA Player of the Year, right? And he unfortunately missed the
Please
World
don't
Cup
tell me you
because of
think
his
he's going to
injury,
win it next year.
right?
Win
Who?
what?
No, I'm not going to say he's going to win it next year, but I'm saying if you put him under a better manager, you put him under a Brendan Rodgers or frigging Rafa Benitez, he will play better football. Trust me,
He
could
needs.
unlock. He could unlock him.
He needs to be fit to be playing. That is the main problem.
That's why we need someone alongside him. You bring someone like Bazuma, but why is our fan base saying, "Oh, Partey and Bazuma don't work? They're both defensive." You can say that with Man United. Man United have got Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, yeah, and then you got Pogba and Donny Van Beek. You've got Pogba and Matic together. That doesn't suit well. You either have a defensive midfielder and you have someone creative.
Yeah.
We've lacked creativity for the whole season, and this is why this manager, right, has relied the likes of Smith Rowe and has obviously got them all injured. So we need a creativity midfielder in.
Just two things I want to say to that.
You need a
Just
better
two things.
medical team as well.
Can we actually,
agree.
to be honest, I need
We sold our main man in the medical team to Liverpool, and look at what's happening to them. But just a couple of quick things. Our best combination in midfield was El Neni and Partey this season. But after that, El Neni got COVID, and Partey, once El Neni came back, Partey got injured. So that combination got flopped because of that one thing. The other thing is, the second thing that I want to say is, Thomas Partey came to us when he was not fully fit. We got him quickly. No, he was not fit. No, he wasn't. Let me tell you why.
He never had a problem in his life.
No, he was injured through the last season at Atletico Madrid. They couldn't play him in the Champions League as well because of that. When he started a couple of games for Atletico Madrid, he didn't look completely fit, and Arsenal signed him because
Why did
what
he play
happened
him
is,
then?
hold on, let me just finish. He was not 100% fit, and he never had a preseason. I know you don't like it when Arteta says some of these players have never had a preseason, but it is a fact that Partey never got a preseason.
Every
Hold
team
on,
didn't have a
let me-
preseason.
Yes, but Thomas Partey came on the last day of the transfer window, which was 1 month into the season already. So just let me finish. Just let me finish, and I'll stop. So the
Okay.
thing is, if Thomas Partey regains his fitness from the end of the season, or from now until the end of the season and the start of the new season, Thomas Partey's form, which is poor, it could improve. Also, another thing, if we get a good player next to him, where he doesn't have to work like he's working with Danny Ceballos in the team, who's absolutely crap and no denying it, he could perform better. The thing is, the midfield combination has to be good. Look at Harry Maguire and Lindelof. Example, when they both played well together, the defense looks solid. When one of them plays well, the other plays shit, they struggle.
Maguire and Lindelof is the worst
Hold on.
partnership,
I just want
I'm
to correct
giving an
something.
example.
I want to correct you here.
I'm giving an
He
example.
wasn't fit. He was fit. I'm looking at his history, injury history right now. He
No,
was
he's-
injured.
He
He
never
was
had an
injured.
injury.
Right? Why he was injured whilst he
Yeah.
was no. He had a 5-day hamstring. He had 5 games missed back in 2016. Had
No,
one
last
game
season.
missed in 2019. Right, in 2019. and then he signed for Arsenal when he was fully fit. Then
No,
he was injured in November. Yes,
he was
back. He was
on the
out
bench.
for no.
Hold on.
I'm looking.
Let me just finish.
All right, fine. I'm going to share it right now. Then.
He won
I'm gonna,
He was on.
I'm going to share it right now.
He was
Hang on.
on the
I'm
bench.
looking at it right now. I am looking at
He
it
was
right
on.
now. Whoa! Everyone,
One at a time.
please.
One at a time.
Share
One at a
it.
time.
I'm not denying it.
I wanna just click it. So I'm
He
looking
was
at this right now. Right.
He was on the bench
missed.
for Atletico Madrid last season because he was not fit enough to start the game.
Oh my
No.
God.
Listen, he was
Man,
missing
because they
for
have a
one
great squad.
game last season. One game, right? I could show you his profile. He was playing throughout that season, right? He had then came to Arsenal, was injured in November the 9th for 26 days and was rushed back, then was injured even more. Then he was never fit for the rest of it. Knocks, hamstring injuries. He's never
No.
been fully fit since, right? I'm sorry.
He was-
that is fact there. It's there.
No, he was not fit for
Oh.
Atletico Madrid's clash in the Champions League last season, and he wasn't even
my
brought
God.
on last
That's
season.
one
Just check it.
game.
No, it was the two-legged tie, and even before that, he was injured at Atletico Madrid. Just check it out. Just watch the games.
I am looking at it. It's there. It's
No, he was played because of the injury.
there.
That is why I'm telling you, Steven, you need to look at the not the stats, but the actual facts. He didn't play for
It's
Atletico
not
Madrid
stats.
last
It's his
season.
injuries. It's his history.
No, he didn't play for Atletico Madrid last season in the Champions League. Those two games where they got knocked out against Lyon, I think it was, because of the fact that he was not fit, and Simeone did not start him because of that.
Good.
No,
Because that's what you should do when he's not fit.
In starting games because they have a great squad, not because he was injured. He played in La Liga. They
Just
were
check the
tight
Champions
schedule. It
League
was
fixture
COVID.
against Lyon last season.
Nitish, it was COVID. They had games every three.
No, he was
days.
on the
They
bench.
played
He was on
in
the bench,
league.
Saeed. He was on the bench
Yeah,
for
that's
Atletico
what
Madrid
they did.
versus Lyon.
That's one fucking game. It's
No,
one.
for the
It is one
two
fucking
legs.
game. It's one fucking game. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
I
one
get it. I
fucking
get it,
game.
Steven. What I'm trying to say is, if your best player in midfield is fit for
He
those two
wasn't their
games,
best player.
he
They
was
had
one of their best
Saul,
players.
wasn't it? Yeah, but they had a great squad. That's what I'm saying. They used to bench him because they were playing games every 3 games. He couldn't play.
No,
every
he was playing. Thomas Lemar was played in that game. That is why I'm saying just check. Last season, Atletico Madrid did not play Thomas
it's
Partey
one-
because he was not fit in those
You are
Champions League
picking one
fixtures.
game out and saying
No, he was
wasn't
injured
fit.
before that. He was injured and he just came back to the bench for those 2 games, but he was not started
I
or
understand
played.
that, but I'm sorry. I understand that. I get it, but I'm sorry. And I get it, but I'm sorry. Throughout this season, right, he's never been fit because he keeps getting played when he's not supposed to. Right, if he's not fit, you don't play him. You do what Simeone did and don't play him. Right, let him get fully fit because then it will benefit us in the long run because he won't get injured again. Right,
So
but if
See,
you
this
keep
is
playing
why
when he's
you
half
need
fit,
to
it
look,
keeps
hold on. This is why, and I agree with Stephen on this one, right? Right, is that this is why this comes into the medical staff situation, right? If we would have had a better medical staff, right? Because people can go on about saying, oh yeah, Tierney was supposed to be out for the rest of the season. Louise is somehow come back, but now has got injured again. Aubameyang's come back from malaria. I know he wasn't injured, but Lacazette's come back. Yeah. Why is it every time, like, not only just him, that we have this PSG, apparently people say we have this PSG specialist, right? I just think, like, with this medical staff, right, we've had a bad history over the years. And Thomas, if you look at that record is right. That record is right. And with Thomas Partey, if he wouldn't have got injured at Arsenal. But the trouble is, Arteta overuses him too much. And if we had a better manager that knew what he was doing and unitised him very well and not playing as much and rely on our best midfielder, then he won't get injured a lot. Then we would have a fit Thomas Partey. Then we'll see the Partey like he did when he had that masterclass against Liverpool before COVID.
Yeah, that's a damn.
Exactly.
Yes. See, just want to add one thing. that
Go
when
on.
Thomas Partey came to us, he played a couple of games for Atletico Madrid at the start of the new season. There wasn't too much gap, but he wasn't that injured. He was better, but he did not look 100%. He came to Arsenal. He was signed by Arsenal on the last day. He did not get any time, obviously, to adjust into the team. He was thrown into the team directly because there was no preseason, and we signed him on deadline day. If we had signed him before, probably he would have a game or two to get his eye in. The next thing is, when Arteta started playing him, there is another thing that you need to adjust to the Premier League. He himself said this. Just one thing. He himself said this, that the Premier League is way too fast and physical for me than the La Liga. He said this. You can quote. You can check the quotes.
All
Thomas
right,
Partey
fine.
said.
Why keep
Yeah.
playing him then? Hang on. You
Wait.
said. Hang on. You
Yeah.
said that he missed the game against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League.
No,
last
Leon
season.
against Leon. The two
Leon.
legs.
Oh, Leon. Leon.
Yeah.
He never
Yeah.
played
He
him.
was on the bench. He was on the bench. He was never
Never
brought
played
on.
him.
He was
When?
on the bench.
When?
Second
I'm
leg.
looking
Just
at
check
it.
the second leg. He was on the bench.
Okay. Oh, fine. Okay. Just gonna bring Charlie in here. Before you celebrate, Charlie, just wanna share this.
But he played games after that.
You do realise he could
hang
be
on.
on bench.
Champions League
He
last
played
season.
games this season.
Champions League last season. It was in the knockout stages, yeah. Because no, it wasn't. He never played him.
He was
Played one
there on
leg.
the bench. He was there
He
on
was-
the bench.
No, he wasn't. He never played. He never played Leon.
No, that is what I'm saying. He was never brought on. He was there on the bench.
Okay. Let's have a look at the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals.
Congratulations, Charlie, by the way, mate.
Thank you, mate.
It's all right.
Report.
This is
Look
Steven,
at
too
report.
bad for us.
if you check last season, Thomas Partey played the remaining games in La Liga. He didn't play those
There.
2 games, but he played before
He
that.
played all
and he
those
played
games in
after
last
that.
season. I can't believe we're picking one game out. One game out of the
Even
entire
if you
season.
check the game against
If they won that
One
tie, they
game.
would have been. They
When
would have
they
been in the
won,
semi-finals of the
Oh,
Champions League.
so what? It's one game. Oh my! Are we really? I mean, anyway, we're trying to talk about.
Against
I mean, we've gone
Barcelona.
completely off topic because we're trying to talk about Brendan Rodgers here, right?
Anyway, I think we should take in Brendan Rodgers. Definitely, I'm all for him. He's
Yeah, I
10
mean,
He will never
would
come
you
to
take-
Arsenal.
why not?
Sorry.
It won't downgrade.
He's 10 times the manager Mikel Arteta is. It's all
Yep.
about ambition and structure. If they
Pay the
down
money,
a
you will.
project- yeah. If they put down the money, they put down a clear project. Of course, he would come.
That's a fair point.
There's no
That's a good
loyalty
point.
in football.
So that's a good point. He was on the bench
Exactly.
because Marcus
That's what I was
Llorente
saying.
put two past Liverpool.
Atletico Madrid had a great squad. They have Saul in the middle. They have Hector Herrera. They have Llorente and Partey.
He was
weren't
injured
depending
last
on
season.
Thomas Partey.
How was he
That's the
injured? He came
difference.
back after the year. How could he be
But he
injured?
played
When he was
after those games.
hang on,
He wasn't
when they
fit
came back-
enough.
Hang on, he came back from the quarterfinals for that game after COVID.
No, when he came for the Leon versus Atletico Madrid games, he was just sitting on the bench. He wasn't
Leon
even
never
brought on as a
played at
substitute.
Atletico Madrid.
He never
The
played him.
Leon game, which was the Leon game. He wasn't even brought on. He was just sitting there on the bench.
But he played after that in La Liga. So I'm not understanding what's your point. He
The
didn't
point
play
was
no
that
get
games
what your
in
he
La
had
point
an
Liga.
is. What
injury
is
and
your
he
point?
After they
wasn't fit
went
enough.
out from
And
Champions League, he
We
still
respect
played
your
games.
point, but we don't get it.
the point is that he was not fit to play those games, and when he even came to Arsenal, he
But
wasn't
he had
fully
man
fit.
of the
That
match
is what I'm saying.
performance against Barcelona.
He
How was he not
literally
fit?
played
And that
in
was
the
after
league.
Champions League. I don't understand what you're saying.
I can't believe we're
He was,
worrying
if
about
you
one
check,
game here. They
Atletico
never
Madrid
played
last
them.
season,
They never played Leon, and if
This is about Brendan
Leipzig, he
Rodgers.
dropped him into the bench.
Steven.
I think
Just talk about
the
Brendan Rodgers.
Nikis-
Forget the other
Yeah, let's
players.
talk about Brendan Rodgers. Here.
forget
Sorry.
Thomas Partey. Honestly, let's move on.
It was Leipzig, sorry, not Leon, Leipzig.
Yeah, whatever. We've discussed it enough. I think we can move on.
Discuss
to
this another day. Discuss this another day on another show.
Yeah.
What
Sorry,
does
go
everyone
on.
think of Rodgers then?
Can I just hang on before we quickly move on to Brendan Rodgers for the last 10 minutes because I was supposed to end about 20 minutes ago. Charlie, go on, give it your best shot. Put your camera on.
Yeah, I'm eating my tea at the moment, so I can't put.
I don't care. You have singing Tourette's. Let's do it.
yeah,
Champion.
congratulations.
I'm not
Come
putting
on.
my camera.
Yes, you are. Come on. Don't be shy.
Let me eat my tea in peace, man.
So?
Bloody hell.
So,
Bloody hell, man!
Yeah.
never stopped you
waiting.
before.
Fucking hell, man!
Who eats their tea at 10 o'clock at night?
Mate, I've been celebrating.
Probably gone to
So?
the Manchester City Stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah, well.
probably. Go on.
What can I
He
say?
sent me a picture
And-
outside
and-
the stadium, actually. Go on.
Wow.
Brendan Rodgers is a king. We'll win the Champions League. Yeah. Football's coming on.
Really? Do you know what? Try not to say that without looking like you're about to kill yourself. Sounds like you're going to die. Any last requests?
No.
Stephen, just one thing. I put in the link where about the whole Atletico Madrid thing. But anyways, you guys can take a look at it later on. But it's there. If you want it.
Oh, God.
Oh, you mean Leipzig? Oh, one game. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Charlie. It was Leipzig.
There's that. I don't get your point. It's one game.
He had an injury from which he was recovering when he came to Arsenal.
This season?
And when he came to Arsenal, he wasn't fully fit. That is what I was telling you.
God.
So I am agreeing to your point that Thomas Partey did not have a good season because he wasn't fully fit this season.
But there's no evidence that he came injured, Nikish.
You can just take a look at the link. I put it in the private chat.
But he played after that game. I don't understand. He played after that game. He had man of the match performance against Barcelona when they won 2-0. I watched that game. He was incredible.
Let's be honest.
The Champions League game was in, I think it was in May. He came to us in August.
No, it was in March.
Yeah, in March. He came to us in August. He played many games after that, many months later. So I don't understand what that injury has anything to do with playing.
The reason I'm mentioning that injury is when he came to Arsenal and he got injured, it was part of the same injury that he got injured previously.
No, that was.
Well, let's to our TV. So if you want me, if you can get on before we go, definitely just go give it a kick. A Leicester City's point of view would be great before we go. But I mean, I'm going to ask around the room now. Anthony, would you take Brendan Rodgers or Rafa Benitez? The two people we've done so far.
I'll take Rafa Benitez.
Okay.
He's won a Champions League with a few other teams. And I can't see Brendan Rodgers leaving because he want to get Leicester as far as he can in Champions League next season.
Charlie, Charlie, what I was going to ask, same question to you. If you're an Arsenal fan, would you take Brendan Rodgers or would you take Leicester City?
If I was an Arsenal fan, I'm getting feedback, by the way.
Oh, I'm getting a bit of feedback there, Chris.
His mic's on mute, so I don't think.
Yeah, I was getting a bit of feedback on there. Let's see if that's better. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, Chris, welcome to the channel. First time on. That's glad to have you on.
Yeah, I don't know. I've come into a WWE wrestling argument by the look of it.
Nah, this all look. We all get heated. We all get heated on these debates. Trust me, but we all respect each other's opinion in the end. So
did you
nothing
see
meaning behind it.
jackhammer power bomb and the spear
What?
after that? No, it's just a Goldberg reference.
Let's just say it all gets heated, but we all respect each other's opinion. But yeah, Leicester City's point of view about Brendan Rodgers. Obviously, it's not the first time Arsenal have been linked to Brendan Rodgers whilst him being at Leicester or elsewhere. First of all, just to give us an insight about Brendan Rodgers as a manager, and if you're an Arsenal fan, for instance, would it be someone you'd be looking for?
For us, he's a very good manager. He's like any manager. He frustrates you at times. We look at the Newcastle result on Friday, and you're pulling your hair out, and then you go out and play Man United and beat them 2-1. What he's good at, he's good at man management. When you had 3 players went out to a party and broke COVID rules, he could have fined them. He could have, there's a few options for him. But like he said, what's the point of fining these players? The maximum he can fine them is a drop in the ocean for them. And what he did was he just came out and said, they've done this, they've been naughty, they're not in my squad today. And, they had to take all the, criticism on social media and what have you. And that was it. And then the next game, they were back in. As a man manager, like I say, he's got the respect of the players. At the moment, he's got the respect of the fans. I don't blame you wanting him. I really, really don't. But then Spurs have wanted him. And this is Leicester, right? We know that if we have a good season, half of our players are going to be linked with. It happens every season. All our players are going to be linked with other teams, and we're going to be left with
remember when you won the league and you were linked to Vardy, and we were linked to Vardy and Mahrez.
Yeah, I mean Vardy very nearly came, but
we decided he said we was going to play on the left. That's what Wenger said. He said we're playing him on the left, and you're going to have to like it or lump it. And he went, fine,
you've got to realise that what he'd just done was spend a season and a half or something under Roy Hodgson on the England team playing on the left. That's not his role. And, sometimes these players, you've got to remember where Vardy's come from, prefer to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond than, go to Arsenal, play out of position, not score goals, be dropped, and but no, like I say, at the moment, I can't see what you can offer him that we can't. And the other thing that you've got to watch with Brendan is that the way he left Celtic has a big bearing on his future, because he walked out on Celtic with 10 games to go. And I think that, for employment-wise, was a good thing to do, because he saw Leicester's players in 10 competitive Premier League games, and he would have learnt more about them in those 10 games than half a dozen pre-season friendlies against League One, League Two sides. But he's got that reputation now that he walks out on clubs. So if he leaves us too early, it's really not going to sort of help his reputation. But look, he's got Leicester, who are a top 4 side at the moment. We finished 5th last season. He's got a batch of young players coming through that have come through the academy. He's got some great signings that are young players. And he's got one of the best training facilities in Europe. He gets on with the owners. The owners are probably the best. I mean, you guys would love our owners. Any team would love our owners. We've got the best owners.
Definitely.
What it would the attraction been? I'm not going to be awful here, but I'm just saying as it is. And I'd say exactly the same to Spurs fans. What is the attraction for Brendan to go to Leicester?
Chris, can I just ask you one thing? So, do you agree with my comment that even Brendan Rodgers is a mercenary?
No.
Okay, and what would be the reason?
It is a very difficult. I mean, there's no other job where you can be sacked one week, get a big payoff, and then walk into another job the week after. But that said, he went to Celtic. That was his club. He wanted to go. He did everything that he could do at Celtic. He left them in good shape. Now, the fact that Neil Lennon and the club have messed it all up isn't his fault. You know, they got the treble even under Neil Lennon after he left. But his destination, he wanted to get back in the Premier League. Now, we know that Brendan Rodgers is a very ambitious manager. Any manager worth the salt's got to be ambitious, and he will move on eventually, we know, to a bigger club. Of course he will. But at the moment, what he's got at Leicester is a work in progress. And if this goes well for Leicester and Brendan Rodgers, he'll be able to go to a bigger club, you know, rather than an Arsenal and a Spurs or something like that. He could be looking at a PSG or somebody like that. So, no, I don't think he's a mercenary.
Because the last time he was in a big six, remember he was in the Liverpool side, and after that one season, they had a challenging for the league. It also went downhill for Brendan Rodgers, hence why they got Klopp in. But I think that's probably because the fact they didn't have the players either. They didn't have the player squad that they have now. I'd say, but I mean,
I think if you look at Liverpool, I mean Liverpool, a bit like sort of, you know, Chelsea, if you like. They haven't won anything for years, and they were changing managers, and you know, they were just desperate to win. Unfortunately, Rodgers at that time, that was his first big job. Let's be honest with you. You know, he'd come from Swansea, I think it was, to go to Liverpool. Yeah. You know, and it's a rebuilding task. You could argue, was he given long enough? And I said this to an Arsenal fan earlier, and I don't know about Arteta. I don't watch Arsenal week in, week out.
You don't want to know.
All I will say is, good point, probably. All I will say is that this is his first manager's job. So you've either got to, in fairness, get rid of him and don't give him millions to spend in the summer and then get rid of him, because that's just stupid. You see clubs do that all the time. Yeah. Or you stick with him and say, yeah, he is going to learn, he is going to make mistakes, but long term, you know, this will work out for the club, because all managers have to start somewhere.
See, the one thing that I want to just add, if I may, Stephen.
Go on.
Yeah, the one thing that I want to add is the reason I called Brendan Rodgers a mercenary is he had a good job at Celtic. Now, I don't disagree with him moving to Leicester, but leaving a club 10 games before the end of the season is something that a mercenary would probably do. I get it. Obviously, Leicester City fans. No, would you now? Just let me finish just one thing. Just one thing.
One at a time.
Chris, if suppose Brendan Rodgers leaves Leicester City 10 games before the end of a season, where Leicester can probably go into the top 4 again. I'm not saying this season could be that. They will definitely probably go into the top 4. But I'm saying if he does something where there is a 50-50 chance of Leicester going into the top 4, and Brendan Rodgers suddenly says that, okay, I got a bigger job offer and I'm leaving, would you then not feel the way that the Celtic fans felt, that we were in a good position? Yeah.
I'm not saying that the Celtic fans weren't peed off with him. Of course they were. And if he'd done that to Leicester, of course I would be. But as an Arsenal fan, I presume you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, you know, you're not a Celtic fan. You're not a Leicester fan. You're just looking at it. Now, you know, you look at me. If I've got a job and then somebody comes along, offers me a better job with more money, and they say, we want you in 2 weeks, and my current job says, well, you're going to give 4 weeks notice, I'm sorry, I walk out and I go to the new job because it's a better job, better money. Why are managers any different to any other job? And then let's not forget, Celtic got quite a few million off us in compensation.
They did. I'm not denying it. But the only thing is that he left in between the season.
But hang on, this is not the whole point. Right? Sure. I mean, either way, like, it doesn't take away from what, if Arsenal came to him and they said, look, we have fucked things up. Let's be honest, we fucked things up. We're not in Europe anymore, and we get that. But we're say Daniel Week, because I think this is all done because Cronkies have already said they're going to keep Arteta, right? So the only way we're going to get rid of this manager is by if Daniel Week comes in. Which now this could happen over the summer. It could take even longer than that. We don't know. But if it did happen over the summer and Daniel Week came in and went, Arteta, don't even think about spending my money. Get lost. I ain't got that much money compared to the Cronkies that you can waste. Get lost.
What
And
money?
They went to hang on. Brendan,
Yeah.
And then Brendan Rodgers came in, and then they went to Brendan Rodgers, and they went, "Look, this club's fucked. We know this. We've just come in. I've got the backing of Bergkamp, Vieira, Henry, all these legends. We're going to put the right structure in. We're going to give you so much money to spend on your first season to try and rectify some of the problems with the squad. We're going to try and clear some of the squad out as well." Right, and then we can go again to try and challenge for a European place next season. Would that be a project that Brendan Rodgers wouldn't mind? It could be for me. I mean, obviously, I'm looking as an Arsenal fan, and I'm desperate for something else.
I mean, you know what? I'm a hell of a lot older than you guys, especially you, mate. You're young enough to be my son, so I can remember years and years ago, and Arsenal are probably the only team in the so-called big or greedy or top six, whatever you want to call them. Arsenal are probably the only team that have a right to say that they've been around that long. Because if you go back far enough back, Bolton were a big six club, Burnley were a big six club, Blackpool even with Stanley Matthews were a big six club in the day. So you've got to offer him something that Leicester can't. And I don't know what that is, because what you've said, you're offering is exactly what he's got at Leicester, but he's 2 years down the road in Leicester. So therefore the success is going to come to him quicker at Leicester than it is at Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. It's well made, and
our recruitment is absolutely crap in terms of comparison with Leicester.
But I get that. That's why I was saying that we brought Daniel Week in. We got the right people in the right positions. Because let's be honest, Vinay and Edu, they can get lost. They're just about as bad at culpable as each other. And you said I mentioned out with Arteta, but Arsenal as a whole, it's the first time they're not going to be in Europe for 26 years. That's as long. That's my age. I've never seen Arsenal out of Europe in my right, and I've never said I had a God-given right to it. And that's why when this Super League came up, I was even considering not even supporting the club anymore, right? Because I couldn't bear it, and it's not acceptable. How can I look a Leicester fan in the eye and go, "No, you don't deserve to be in Europe"? We would have been lower, right? And even when we won the league, right, we bottled it, right? Same as Tottenham did, right?
You were the only club to beat us twice that season.
Yeah, but we bottled it. As simple as that. And you deserved to win that because you didn't, and you played really well that season. And
thank you.
So, and I'd love to do a stream with you about that sometime. But
yeah, we will do. Yeah,
definitely. But what I was saying is that where do you see that? What do you make of Arsenal at the minute? I mean, do you really see that as Arsenal as you would know it?
You see, I'm 60, right? Let's compare ages here. I'm 60, so I know my youthful looks. I only look 30. I know you. I'll say it before you do, but no, I'm 60. So I've been around the block a few times now. I can remember Arsenal pre-Wenger. And don't get me wrong, I've seen you have the good years. I saw you have, the Invincibles. That was a great year. And then I've seen you win FA Cup. So when Wenger first came over, I actually admired Arsenal because I loved the way he had you playing. It was a pleasure as a neutral to watch you. But, I can remember the Arsenal before that, like I can remember the Chelsea before Abramovich. I can remember playing Manchester City in League One, when we were both in League One. So I can remember back to those days. And like I've just said, it's all about timing. And I just think this isn't the right time for Brendan to jack what he's got at Leicester. I mean, the problem you've got is the same problem that a lot of clubs, those top six that did this Super League have got, is attracting a manager. Because the guy's going to look at this, and I know a lot of managers are saying, well, I'm going to get, if you take me on and you sack me, I'm going to get more money if you sack me than in compensation, and I will in my wages. But generally speaking, they're going to look at that and thinking, can I work with this chairman? Is he going to give me what I'm going to ask for? Kroenke, he's fucked his own reputation up, really, hasn't he, with the way that he's handled all this? He hasn't come out, and I don't know if he has come out and spoken to you guys, or whether he sent a representative over or whatever.
He's got his son to do the dirty work.
Yeah. When was he last at an Arsenal game?
Never. Yeah, probably the FA Cup final in
probably when they bought the club. Probably when they bought the club.
No, it was. I think it was. No. It was. Yeah, I think it was the 2015 FA Cup final.
Yeah. Well, our owner was there against Newcastle in the rain with his mask on. It's his first game he's been able to be allowed to come and see, and he's done it all, and then he can come to the final on Sunday. Our manager is down the training, or our owner, sorry, is down the training field most days when he's over here. As was,
the amount of love that what your owner did, and God rest him.
Yeah.
For not just your club, your community. As well.
I always say he didn't buy a football club; he bought into the community, because that's what he did. And is Brendan Rodgers going to look at it and go, I've got a great relationship with these guys. They give me pay rises every now and again. They back me in the transfer market up to what I need. I've got this brand new £1 million, £1,800 million training facility that Harry Maguire's paid for. Am I going to leave that and go to a club where we don't see the chairman ever? That I'm probably not going to get money. I might have to sell players before I can bring anybody in. I might have to be looking at starting from scratch with maybe bringing 8 or 9 players in. I just don't see the attraction. And, you're going to have managers that are out of work, and that's a different story completely, But you're going to struggle, I think, to attract anybody, which is why I'm thinking you might be better. And I know you hate his guts, but it might be better just to give Arteta that bit longer.
No,
I didn't think you'd agree with me on that one. But as I say, I'm looking at it from the outside. That
semi-final? That's. I mean, do you know what's funny is that I watched more in 30 minutes than I watched than I missed in the last 78, because unfortunately, I was supposed to be doing the watch. I was supposed to be doing about 4 streams that I was supposed to be doing, right? And because I have to go to hospital every Thursday, I got back. I thought I'd take a nap, and all of a sudden I ended up missing 2 streams, waking up about 6. Thought, okay, I'll be up for the next game. Be up for the next stream, which would be the watch along. And then I woke up. It weren't until about 9:30 that I woke up, so I missed completely the watch along and put it on for like the last. Went live for the last 20 minutes. Right, and I saw more in that 13 minutes throughout the whole game than throughout that whole game. Right, and you could look at every single pundit, every single person, fan, pundit, nearly everyone was saying, how could Arsenal play like that in a semi-final of a European competition? It was appalling. And to play 2 new systems that we've never played before, in a semi-final, thinking you're Pep Guardiola, is just scandalous. It's just absolutely scandalous. And for me, I wanted him out since the first North London derby, but I'm sorry, that just really confirmed it to me. It confirmed it to me. Like, if that doesn't tell anyone he's not good enough, I don't know what will.
But Steven, did you ask Chris the million question, or should I ask him? Chris, back in the day, I have barely seen Arsenal since 1999, so I haven't seen too much of them. in comparison to you. But do you think that if it was back in the day, a manager would be sacked within a season?
Okay, let me just say I haven't watched Arsenal that much either, believe it or not.
But you must have seen Leicester. Yeah.
Regarding managers, it's usually a season and a half. The job was more secure than it is now, because there's a lot more riding on it than there is now. We've got rid of managers. We went through a period after Ranieri when we were changing managers quite regularly. We had 3 or 4 managers in the same number of years. But yeah, if you go back, you probably gave managers more time. But like I say, if they got you relegated back in the day before the Premier League and all the deals, it wasn't so costly for the club. So managers probably were given more time simply because I say there wasn't such high risks involved.
Yeah, there's a lot more money in these now as well. A lot more. That's what they talk about. Cash is king. And I mean, you had instances like Lion Clough at Leeds that lasted about 40 odd days, or how many days it did last.
Yeah.
And
well, that in fairness, that was an exception rather than the rule,
Yeah. I mean, but obviously, of course, the trend was. I mean, that's why they saw with Wenger when he left. That was the last sort of big serving manager that would last longer than 5 seasons or something like that. Because the new trend was, if you're not performing on a regular basis, right? They get chop and change, and I mean, and it's like I explained before. If you're looking at a results business that depends so much on money, right? And obviously, my second sport is obviously F1. If you were doing this in an F1, you would be gone straight away because you're costing not just everyone else, not just yourself, but you're costing the team money, because in the constructors, for example, their championship. Every single place is a lot of money, and every single place you fall down, you go from second to third to fourth. You're losing a hell of a lot of money every place you're going down. So if you're not performing on a regular basis and you're not helping the team get to as high as they can, you're gone. You're cut. They'll find someone else that's just as good, so they'll get rid of you. And
if I
business, but that's how it is.
In Formula One, you've only got 10 teams. Here, you've got 20. And we're in the same. If you finish 5th, you're £2 or £3 million worse off than 4th. That said, £2 million to a lot of these owners is pocket change.
Well, yeah, I mean, in F1 terms, there's a lot more money, and especially without the budget caps, and this is a lot more money. Lot more money.
Stephen, one last question from the journalist inside me, if I may ask Chris. Chris, were you supportive of the Ranieri sacking, or were you not? I wasn't, but I just want to know about your opinion, because I know, but I have been reporting football games for the last 10 odd years, so I thought that was very silly. But what is your take?
Okay, I was one of the few people that actually welcomed Ranieri when he first came here. And I'm saying that because of where I'm going to go with this conversation. As you remember, when Ranieri got appointed, he was laughed out. He was the favourite to go. He was laughed out. He was going to get us relegated, etc. He'd come from Greece, where he'd lost to the Faroe Islands, and they said, this is the man that's never won the league. But the thing was, he'd come 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in leagues, and I said that for a club like Leicester, if we finish 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, that would be good enough. We've got. We're not a Man City, we're not a Chelsea or what have you. Remember, we only lost out at Chelsea in the league to the Invincibles of you. Your guys.
Yep.
And somehow he came in, and the miracle happened. We won the league. I still don't know. What happened, but we won the league. And what I was just saying about money and how much it costs if you drop out the league. When we sacked him, we were actually in the bottom 3, or we were 4th from bottom. We were there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And you look at his signings, and his signings I think there's probably about 2 signings that are still with us out of all the players he bought. His buy-in policy was rubbish. He went out, he'd won the league, he'd got all this money, and he went out and bought players that weren't particularly bad players, but he bought Slimani, who was a great header of the ball, but then he didn't play wing backs to get the ball into the box for him. He bought Musa, who was
Chelsea.
Okazaki.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
he
it's
bought
exactly.
Musa.
I was just say it's what he did. It's what he did in the Invincible season. Sorry, it's that he had 120. He spent 128 million. I can remember it as a kid. 128 million was the first time.
Roman's money.
Well, yeah, of Roman's. Yeah, I know it's Roman's money. But what I'm saying is he spent 128 million in that season to get players like Crespo and loads of those players. And then in the end, we spent 18 million on a goalkeeper. We didn't actually buy anyone outfield at all, and we ended up winning the league by the Invincibles and not losing a game. Yeah, I'd rather have beaten Chelsea I'd rather have lost to Chelsea in a league game, right? So we meant it won that game because we won them 4 out of 5. 4 out of the 4 out of the 4 out of 5 times.
We hadn't lost to Chelsea for like maybe
I know,
5 or 6
hang
games.
on.
Sorry.
1 second. Yeah, just that the 5 teams, the 5 times we played them that season, we won 4. The one time they did knocked us out of the Champions League. Now I'd rather have lost that in the Premier League, so that means we got through in the Champions League and we won the Champions League because we would have won it if we got through that round. You really think we would have beaten Monaco and Porto in with that team? We would have slaughtered them. And but unfortunately, Mr. Wenger decided, the Invincible season's more important.
But we were told when we signed Ranieri by, believe it or not, an Italian psychologist who had studied football, and what she said was that when Ranieri was successful was when he went into a club and he always started off really, really well. Then it was the end of his second, going into his third season, when things started to go wrong. And she was so right. And I honestly think if we'd kept Ranieri, we would have gone down. I love the guy to bits. We should have a statue for him. I would have Ranieri's children, but we had to sack him. He had, I love the guy for what he did for us, but it was going wrong after, like you say, bought Musa, who was faster than Vardy, and they was playing him on the wing. It
was like in 2014. I'm in 2012 when he sold when Van sold Van Persie and made the statement about the top 40 trophy, is when I turned. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't accept that. You won the league.
Yeah.
How can you now say top 40 trophy? And then it's like not forgetting what he's done, right? But you've got to go. It's time's done. And unfortunately, he then decided I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. He took that instead when he won that left World Cup, FA Cup against Hull. And we're like, well, go, just leave it. You've done what you've wanted to do, which is go out on a high. Just go.
Yeah.
And no, he kept it. And then the squad got worse and worse and worse. And a lot of problems we find now are culminating of the fact he just stayed too damn long. And
agreed. But the thing with Leicester was they let N'Golo Kante leave, and they had Champions League football, which they could never cope up with. I think Chris would agree with that.
N'Golo Kante he signed for Nigel Pearson. He was a Nigel Pearson signing. We then sacked Nigel Pearson because of the trouble with the players in Thailand, one of which was his son. And unfortunately, when we signed Kante, we didn't think what was going to happen, and he had a get-out clause in his contract. And unfortunately, N'Golo Kante, again, as nice a guy as he is, was putting his career first, and at that point, he could see that he could probably win more with Chelsea than he could do with Leicester, and in fairness, he has done. So I hated him at the time, Kante, because I do believe he was like a rat trying to leave a sinking ship. whatever you say about Mahrez, and we can. That's another story completely with how he's treated us and what he said about us. But at least he stayed. He gave us the Champions League year, and let's not forget, Arsene Wenger said we were going to be an embarrassment in Europe. We actually were the only English team or the only British team that made it to the quarterfinals. But yeah,
Mate,
that shows how much Wenger knew at that point of time. But anyways,
you have to be careful because you've got to be careful what you wish for. I used to actually work for Blackburn Rovers, and they had, I think it was Sam Allardyce in charge at the time, and they were the mid Premier League team at that point. They'd won the league earlier, years earlier, and Sam left, and they put in, I think it was Keane. They put in Keane. It was like one of Sam's lower staff and what have you. But the fans they didn't like the style of football he was playing. They felt they should be back up at the top, like when they won it, when they had Shearer and what have you. They wanted Allardyce out. They got their wish. The new owners that were chicken farmers, they came in, they got rid of Allardyce. They put Roy Keane in charge. They ended up in the third tier of British football. And they have never recovered from that. So you do have to be careful what you wish for.
I understand that. And I get that. But when I wanted Wenger out, we saw he finished then 5th. And then he was struggling in his last ever season. To me, it was, I'm sorry, but I get what you've done for this club. But I don't. When I looked at Arsenal growing up, and I've watched Arsenal in its history, we need to be starting thinking about trying to challenge again, trying to move forward again. And for me, that's why I can't accept top 4 as a trophy, and I can't accept you get it. It was getting worse. It was getting gradually worse and worse especially after that season of you winning it. The next season was not. It was worse. We were out of it by January. 16 to 2018, 17, 18, his last season, we weren't even challenging for the Champions League. We never did. And we were getting embarrassed left, right, and centre. And
the thing I just want to add is, one thing. I think Chris may agree. Yeah, last point. I won't stretch it. I think Chris may agree. If Arsenal had actually gone ahead and signed a proper striker in that January window, when Wenger came out and said that I don't need another striker, I'm happy with Yaya Sanogo, I think the title race would have actually been a title race rather than just a one-horse race. Because I heard a lot of fans criticize Olivier Giroud, but the thing was his backup was an injured Theo Walcott, and according to Wenger, it was Yaya Sanogo. I mean, if anyone saw Yaya Sanogo play, they would realize that this guy is not even good enough for the Championship or the League One. But
he preferred to be a postman.
I have no idea why Wenger thought that he was good enough, or why he didn't at least speak against the owners and say that, okay, give me at least a decent striker. If you can't give me a top striker, at least give me a decent striker. I will challenge for the title and probably win it. Wenger had a lot of chances.
He never knew he had to use Giroud. Every time he used Giroud, he always played for the middle.
No,
as soon as he took him off, he started putting balls in the box.
No, Giroud had that 16-17 run drought, before which the last season he had a 16-17 game continuous consecutive scoring run.
I get that, but he wasn't. He would have scored even more goals if he had kept playing balls in a box rather than playing for the damn middle. Right?
No, at that point of time, Giroud's
not
wasn't
one
scoring.
to play for the middle. He's one to give service through the wings, right? And that's how Chelsea use him, and that's how he gets goals for Chelsea. Right? Chelsea all of a sudden when he went to Chelsea, he started scoring goals for fun.
No, just a quick point. That wasn't Giroud's fault. The play was similar to what it was when he was the top, like he was scoring for fun. But the thing was, every striker goes out of form. You need to have a backup. If you have an injured Theo Walcott and nobody like Yaya Sanogo, when the striker goes out of form, you either switch your substitute and you bring him in and say, you start the games, I'll get that guy on as a substitute, like Emery did with Aubameyang when he was not scoring. You do that. But eventually Wenger thought that Giroud was good enough to win him the league. He didn't want anyone. He backed the owners. He defended the owners. He said that I don't want anyone. And I think that Leicester City, as much as they were very good that season, they also need to credit Wenger and our board for that win. I'm just saying, in a pun way.
I don't know enough about the goings on within Arsenal Football Club to be able to comment on
You
that.
don't probably want to know. Anyway, we've come to the end, mate. But I tell you what, it's been nice to have a Leicester City fans' point of view. Like I said, that I'd love to at some point during the summer do a recap of years gone by and that epic Leicester win. Because that was cover football here, and as a football fan, that was a real sort of fairy tale. I just loved it. We pushed you all the way to the end.
To be honest with you, I couldn't believe that season. I actually don't live in Leicester. I live down on the south coast, and during that season, we became a worldwide club. You know, I was getting calls from. I was doing Australian radio 1 minute, Canadian radio the next, then New Zealand. I mean, it was absolute. I was glad when the season was over and I could get my life back. But you know, we became, I think, almost everybody's second favourite team.
Yeah.
Nobody apart from Tottenham fans wanted Tottenham to win it. You know?
just adding one thing, Leicester is one of the reasons that Wenger Leicester is one of the reasons probably that Wenger had to leave Arsenal. Because if that season Arsenal had won it, I think Wenger would have been here for like another 5-10 years at least.
Oh, fucking hell, never the end of it for the Arsenal
Exactly.
fans.
Exactly.
Yeah, anyway, but yeah.
I don't know whether you should be grateful to us or not for that. I'll leave that to you to decide. But definitely, definitely
always like in the summer. Like we still got AKBs. There are Arteta knows best as well. So, and I still got an pain with them. But yeah, I would love to do a stream on that at some point. But anyway, we have come to the end, guys. Yeah, we'll be making sure we'll plan that in the summer after the season's finished and we've got time. But yeah, thanks for everyone that's tuning in as usual. We're back tomorrow with the third episode of this. We're looking at Graham Potter as a manager and see if he's any good. And then we're going to look at if there's anyone that suggests anyone different, DM me, social links in below, DM me or leave it in the comments below. Any suggestions of a manager that we should look at, because solid show. Thank you very much. And yeah, you also leave any comments. Can we improve the streams anymore? Can we make it better and make it more professional? That's what we're trying to do and make it better quality for you guys. But yeah, we'll be back with that. We'll be back with Hot Off the Press show, and then we'll be back with a watch along for Chelsea versus Arsenal. Fucking Jesus.
Do us a favour. Please do us a favour.
Don't ask Arsenal to do you a favour. Trust me. You could have done me a favour by winning the semi-final, but they didn't do that either. Anyway, we'll be back.
I want one favor. I want one favor from Esther. Please beat Chelsea. Thank you.
We'll do our best.
Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. Anyway, take care. See you later. Bye-bye.
All the best, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.